Have you ever noticed how two people can earn almost the same salary but end up living completely different financial lives? One person slowly builds savings, reduces stress, and gains more freedom every year. The other keeps earning more money but somehow still feels stuck, still worried about bills, still checking their bank account before every weekend, still feeling like financial stability is always almost there. And the strange part is, most of the decisions causing this don't even look irresponsible. In fact, they look completely normal. A 28-year-old office worker in Chicago earns around $72,000 a year. Sounds decent on paper, but after taxes, health insurance, and retirement deductions, the monthly take-home pay looks very different. Rent takes $1,900. Car payments and insurance take another $700. Student loans, subscriptions, groceries, restaurants, and small online purchases slowly consume the rest. By the end of the month, almost nothing is left. Not because of one terrible financial decision, but because of 10 small decisions that quietly drain financial stability over time. One of the most common mistakes is adjusting your lifestyle every time your income increases. Someone gets a raise, then immediately upgrades apartments, upgrades the car, starts ordering food more often, buys more expensive clothes, and normalizes higher spending. The income increases, but financial pressure stays exactly the same. This is why many people earning six figures still feel financially anxious. The problem is not always low income. Often, it's invisible lifestyle expansion. Another normal-looking mistake is using monthly payments to justify expensive purchases. People rarely think in total cost anymore. They think in monthly affordability. A $45,000 car doesn't feel like $45,000. It feels like $620 a month. A new phone becomes only $35 a month. Furniture becomes easy financing. But psychologically, this disconnect changes spending behavior completely. Small monthly numbers make large financial commitments feel emotionally painless. Over time, future income becomes permanently assigned before it even arrives. Credit cards create a similar illusion. Most people don't overspend because they are irresponsible. They overspend because digital spending feels emotionally invisible. Swiping a card doesn't activate the same psychological resistance as handing over physical cash. This is why someone can casually spend $18 here, $42 there, another $70 online without feeling the cumulative impact until the statement arrives. The modern financial system is designed to make spending feel frictionless. Another mistake that feels completely normal is treating stress with consumption. After a difficult workday, people reward themselves with shopping, takeout, subscriptions, vacations, or expensive experiences. Not because they truly need them, but because consumption temporarily reduces emotional fatigue. The problem is that emotional spending slowly becomes identity-based spending. People stop buying products and start buying lifestyles. Social media intensifies this constantly. A young professional in London sees friends traveling to Greece, buying designer clothes, eating at expensive restaurants, and upgrading apartments. Even if those purchases are funded by debt, they still create psychological pressure. Humans naturally compare themselves to their environment. Financial behavior is deeply social. This is why many middle-class earners slowly drift into financial instability while appearing financially successful online. Another completely normal mistake is underestimating small, recurring expenses. People focus on major purchases because they are emotionally noticeable. But financially, repeated small spending often causes more long-term damage. A $14 lunch during workdays becomes roughly $280 a month. Add coffee, delivery apps, streaming services, impulse Amazon purchases, and convenience spending, and suddenly thousands of dollars disappear every year without creating any lasting value. What makes this dangerous is that none of these expenses feel serious individually. Financial damage usually happens quietly. Another hidden mistake is avoiding financial awareness entirely. Many people avoid checking bank balances because it creates stress. They postpone budgeting because it feels restrictive. They ignore investment accounts because they don't understand finance. But avoidance creates a dangerous cycle. When people stop looking directly at their financial reality, small problems compound silently for years. Interest compounds, debt compounds, lifestyle habits compound. But intelligent financial behavior compounds too. Financially stable people usually think differently about money, not emotionally, but structurally. They don't automatically increase spending after income increases. They understand that every recurring expense reduces future flexibility. They think less about appearing wealthy and more about reducing financial fragility. They understand that freedom often comes from lower obligations, not higher consumption. And importantly, they don't treat financial management as punishment. They simply recognize that modern systems constantly encourage short-term comfort at the expense of long-term stability. None of these mistakes make someone lazy or unintelligent. Most people are simply participating in financial behaviors that have become culturally normal. That's what makes them dangerous. Because when a behavior feels normal, people stop questioning it. The reality is that financial stability is rarely destroyed by one catastrophic decision. More often, it slowly disappears through repeated habits that seem harmless in the moment. A slightly larger car payment, another subscription, more convenient spending, more lifestyle pressure, more emotional purchases. Individually, they feel small. Together, they shape an entire financial future. And perhaps the most important shift is realizing that better financial decisions are usually less emotional, less performative, and less visible. Not dramatic, just intentional. If you found this perspective useful, consider subscribing for more calm, reality-based financial discussions.